Guys.
Hi,
Hey,
Sammy.
Sammy.
How are you?
Good. How are you? First of all, it's an honor to speak with the both of you. You're both amazing. So tell me a little bit about this Snoopy special. We all love Snoopy. We all love that he's coming back. So tell me a little bit about what we can expect to see.
Well, I think you expect to see a groundbreaking special. This has never been done before to this level. I think it's an original musical. It's different than Snoopy or Good Man, Charlie Brown. The elements you're going to see within this special have never been seen before. I can keep them surprised, or I can tell you with them. But have you seen the special yet or not?
I can't wait. I can't wait for my nieces to see it. And I'm just so pumped for everybody to see it.
Yeah, I think between the music and the story and the messaging, it all really works. It works pretty strong, and I'm extremely excited for people to see it.
You, Eric.
I think that it's the natural progression of the Peanuts brand to, we've done all of these specials, and like, where do we go? And I think incorporating this kind of music to it and this style of filmmaking to it, I think is something new. I think, like Craig said, it is groundbreaking. It is something that we haven't seen. It's still familiar. We still respect the nostalgia of what's in there, but it does build into some new territory, and I think we're pretty proud of that. I think I hope the audiences like that.
How did the idea of this come to be? Because like you said, it's like nothing we've ever seen before. So how did the initial idea come to be?
Well, it comes from a little tiny minuscule of my watching musicals all the time. And I'm in my home theater, so I watch musicals all the time. I come to love musicals, which I didn't in the past, but now I do. And after watching those musicals, I tend to visualize certain things, well, how they would be with the Peanuts characters involved. And I could visualize what they would be like singing and dancing and so forth. And so I pitched the idea to my son Brian and the other writer Neil and said, "What do you think about doing a musical?" So we pitched the idea to Apple, and I was expecting a lot of naysayers going, "Are you crazy? We're going to do a musical? Your dad never did a musical. Why would you do a musical?" And I'm actually astonished. My dad never did do a musical originally written by him, but he didn't. So everybody that heard the pitch and the ideas fell in love with the idea, and then it was just a matter of really going gung ho to make it happen.
Nice. And what would you say was the biggest challenge about working on the project?
Doing a musical was new for all of us, and we just dove in. We didn't know what the process was, and we just figured it out as we went. And I think also, getting our gang out of the neighborhood, putting them somewhere new, I think was also an interesting challenge. Um, so those things I think were the challenge, but there was a fun challenge, and we enjoyed that challenge. Oh,
What about
did
you,
you?
Craig?
The challenge?
Yes.
Well, I think the biggest challenge, obviously, is creating the story. We started off with what the message wanted to be, and we knew, talking with Brian and so forth, about things that were here one day and gone the next, and will never be back again. In regards to school programs that have wood shop and car shop and musical classes and you know theaters, and that all disappears from most schools now. They don't have those programs anymore. So with that in mind, we tried to come up with just a metaphor to represent what that means in the real world. And the perfect setting for that was going to be summer camp, because everybody can relate to summer camp. The visuals of summer camp are really addicting when you watch that and you see the forest and the lighting and the trees and the water. So that is intriguing to the audience member, and you throw music in on top of that, and then you finally get to the message of, this is beautiful and so forth, but we have to save this. And what better person than try to come up with the idea we have to save this than Sally, who totally doesn't like camp in the beginning, and she's the one that turns this to Charlie Brown and says, "We have to save the camp." That's just inspirational, I think, to a new generation.
I love that. And without giving too much away, guys, what would you say was your favorite scene and why? And what is the most scene you're most looking forward to everybody seeing?
Hmm.
Eric?
Yeah, I really enjoy the lookup sequence. I think that, it was it's a departure from, I think, what we've really seen in previous specials, and I think it's really emotional. And I really hope that I can't wait for audiences to see that, just because it's so different. I think so emotional. It might surprise some people, but it's interesting to take the audience into that world with Charlie Brown in that sequence.
Yeah, and I tend to tear up every time I look up. But for me, what I'm really looking forward to the audience seeing is When We Were Light scene, where you see the kids get off the bus in the 1950s that are small children and they climb the tree, and you see Charlie Brown evolve from a 1950s, first time camper into basically what he is now, 75 years later, but when he's 6 or 7 years old. I think that scene is so groundbreaking because in 50 years of Peanuts animation, no one ever took the challenge to do that. And that's why I say it's groundbreaking, not only musical, but that one scene alone is groundbreaking in the Peanuts universe. I think the true Peanuts fan is going to be blown away by that scene. The younger kids might not appreciate it, but he must live with Peanuts for this long is going to be, that is really cool.
I love it. I love it. And as someone that grew up watching, I know exactly what you mean. I mean, I'm 41 years old and I've been watching the comics since I was a little girl. I even love it to the point where I have a dog named Linus. So there you go.
Great name.
Yes, yes. Which leads to my next question I want to ask you guys. Which Peanuts character do you relate to the most and why? And if you don't, which one do you wish you related to?
Oh, well, I relate to Pigpen. My wife calls me Pigpen. Um, she always tell me to wash your clothes before I get in there. You're looking dirty. You're looking whatever. And said, I'm fine. I'm like Pigpen. I'm fine with who I am, where I'm going, whatever. I take no pretentiousness in my world. And I think that's the way Pigpen is. He likes who he is in his own skin. Dirty as it may be, he likes who he is.
I have to say two characters. I'm sorry, I can't do this, but Charlie Brown. I think that a lot of his ups and downs, like we relate to it, and especially as you get older. Younger me, Snoopy. And I'm a cartoonist, and so I still have that 8-year-old, 10-year-old in me, and I can be very silly and immature. So I enjoy that part, and that's why I love Snoopy. But also, I wish I could go. He's fearless. He's fearless. He goes off on these adventures, and he's living that fantasy life that I think we all wish we could do. So yeah, it's got to be the both of them.
I love that. I love that. And somehow I knew you were going to say Snoopy there. I don't know why. I had a feeling you were going to say that. Pigpen surprised me. I thought you were going to say Charlie Brown, but that is absolutely amazing. I think I'm a little bit of Sally, a little bit of Lucy, depending on what mood you get me in.
That's good.
Great.
And we are almost out of time, unfortunately, because I could speak to you both of you all day. I want you each to describe the special in 3 words.
Well,
Nostalgic, funny, emotional.
yeah, I'll say it in just one word. I think it's uplifting.
Absolutely. Thank you both so much. I'm so proud of both of you. You're amazing. This has been a huge honor, and I can't wait to talk to you both again soon.
Thank you so
Fantastic.
much.
Thank you.
Pleasure
Fun
See
seeing
speaking
you.
you.
with you.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Bye.
Sam.